What if I told you that two simple phrases could make or break your relationships? These phrases are non-negotiable. They are the foundation of any healthy, lasting connection. Ready? Here they are. I'm sorry and I forgive you. Before you even think about starting a relationship, you have to be prepared to say these words and mean them. Don't wait for the right moment or for something dramatic to happen. Trust me. You'll need these phrases sooner or later. Relationships will challenge you. They'll stretch you in ways that feel uncomfortable, even painful. But this is where the magic happens, if you're willing to do the work. When people say relationships are hard, they're not talking about physical labor. It's not like you're out there digging ditches together. What's hard is the soul labor, the inner work required to make a relationship thrive. This work often feels like a partial death of the ego. Now let me be clear, the ego isn't your enemy. It's essential for setting boundaries and advocating for yourself. But in a relationship, the ego has to take a back seat sometimes. And it hates that. This is why relationships can feel so challenging. They're essentially an ongoing battle between your ego's desires and the needs of the relationship. Saying I'm sorry is about more than just admitting fault. It's about vulnerability. It's about acknowledging that you're not perfect and that your actions, intentional or not, have caused someone else pain. Think about it. Your partner sees the parts of you that no one else does, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. To be truly loved means allowing someone to embrace all of you, even the messy parts. And when you mess up, because you will, being able to say I'm sorry is crucial. But let me clarify what an apology isn't. It's not I'm sorry you felt hurt by what I said. It's not I'm sorry you took it the wrong way. Those aren't apologies, they're deflections. A real apology requires empathy. It means listening, really listening to your partner without interrupting or justifying yourself. Then it means stepping into their shoes, feeling their pain, and taking responsibility for your role in it. And here's the kicker. Being sorry doesn't mean wallowing in shame. Shame is self-centered and unproductive. True remorse is about recognizing the harm caused and committing to change, not hoping or trying, but committing. If you're truly sorry, you'll take steps to ensure it doesn't happen again. If I'm sorry is hard, I forgive you might be even harder. Forgiveness isn't about condoning bad behavior or pretending something didn't hurt. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of resentment. When you say I forgive you, you're acknowledging that your partner is human, flawed, but still worthy of love. You're choosing to see their whole self, not just their mistakes. Forgiveness requires strength because it forces you to let go of the victim role and tap into your higher self. But let me make this clear. Forgiveness does not mean staying in a toxic relationship. You can forgive someone and still decide that the relationship isn't right for you. Loving someone doesn't mean sacrificing yourself on the altar of their mistakes. If a relationship becomes unhealthy, if it starts draining your energy or overshadowing all the other good things in your life, you have every right to walk away. Forgiveness allows you to leave without hatred or bitterness in your heart. It lets you see both their humanity and your own potential for growth. Here's the truth. Some actions are so damaging that they change relationships forever. Sometimes people grow apart, or one person repeatedly crosses boundaries until trust erodes completely. And yes, sometimes people meet someone else and think the grass is greener on the other side. All of this hurts, but it's also part of being human. Life is messy, unpredictable, and beautiful all at once. Every heartbreak, every argument, every reconciliation, it all shapes who we are. And when we zoom out far enough, we realize there's nothing to forgive, because every experience contributes to our story. But let's be real, none of this is easy. Saying I'm sorry or I forgive you might be simple in theory, but in practice, it can feel like climbing a mountain barefoot while carrying a boulder called ego on your back. If this resonates with you but feels overwhelming, know that it's okay to seek help. Sometimes we need an outside perspective, a coach or mentor, to guide us toward our personal truth and help us navigate these emotional waters. If you're curious about therapeutic spiritual art coaching, yes, that's a thing. Check out the links in my description below or send me a message with any questions. Before we wrap up, I challenge you to take action today. Think about someone in your life, your partner, a friend, a family member, and ask yourself if there's an apology or forgiveness lingering between you two. If there is, say it, but only if you mean it and are ready to grow from it. Relationships aren't easy, but they're worth it when we show up with humility and love. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video if it helped you reflect on your relationships, and subscribe for more content like this. Now go out there and start building deeper connections. One I'm sorry or I forgive you at a time.